have to really nurture it. You have to keep keeping it up. And so that's why it's best for you if you meet someone and that you are your true self and that you are loved for being you, for you. And so you don't have to put in a mask or try, because once you do and they love you for that, then you have to keep at it. And if that's not the real you, you have to keep the pretense up, and it's tiring. It's tiring, and then you're not going to be happy because you're not being yourself. You're not able to be yourself. And so once you give it up, because eventually you will, because it's extremely tiring to be something you're not all the time, and revert back to being yourself, then the relationship is going to fall apart, because that was dependent on you being that persona. So that's why I always emphasize that you have to be able to be loved for yourself and what you naturally are, because there's no pretense. They love you for what you naturally are and yourself, and you're yourself all the time. You can be happy and they'll love you for it. So that's a big thing, guys, to be able to find someone that loves you for you. Okay? Doesn't matter how rich the other person is, because if you have to change yourself like a lot of people do, because, hey, who doesn't want to marry a billionaire, so to speak, and have that billionaire lifestyle? But how long can you keep it up for, this persona? And that's why a lot of billionaires end up not having very good relationships. Like a big, one that immediately comes to mind is James Packer. I mean, he's been divorced twice now, and he's had a string of other relationships with models and so forth. And they've all broken up, and I guess he's never really had a happy love life or one that's really lasted. I mean, his most significant wife was Erica Baxter. Well, presumably they lived together for 10 years. And then once they married, after 3 children in quick succession, the marriage fell apart after 6 years. So you gather me, 10 years before they married and only 6 years during the marriage. Put 2 and 2 together. But yeah, that's why billionaires, and it's difficult for them. In a way, I do feel for them, because they're surrounded by yes men. They're surrounded by people that want to make them happy, so to speak, and say, pick me, pick me, pick me, so forth. And so they have no idea then who is actually true to them, what the real person is around. It's very difficult. And I guess, and that's why I also recommend to them, before they're going to commit to anyone or so forth, get an astrology reading done. Because then that other person, they cannot lie. Okay, they cannot lie as to who they really are, and they cannot lie, especially if they're saying they're not compatible, naturally compatible, it will come up. And you might think, what if they gave a false date of birth? They can do that. However, they would have no idea whether or not that date of birth they've given would form the chart, it would be actually compatible with this rich person. All right? So that's the big kicker. They cannot lie.